Hello students, today we are going to start with a new poem, that is The Will to Win, which is written by Burton Braley. Okay, but before that I want to tell you that when we will start with this poem, I want you to sit along with one notebook and pen or pencil. So whatever the points will be discussed throughout this poem, I want you to take a note of that. Got it? So it will be easier for you for writing the summary, or let's say an appreciation of the poem in the exam, because we have known this fact that in the exam, in the boards, if suppose preferably if you would write it by your own self, okay, it is going to matter a lot. So as we have given the information over here about the Burton Braley, that he was considered a person who was always been optimistic person and who held the belief that everything is possible in the world. So the poem is very optimistic. It's not only optimistic, but it also inspire us to dream, okay, and to achieve the goals, right? So from this poem, many of the things we are going to learn, right? As if you must be knowing that before going for the picnic, we have our own checklist with us, right? That whether we have taken extra pair of dresses or shorts and shoes, then chocolates and blah 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 things, right? So just like that, if suppose somebody wants to get succeeded in the life, there are certain checklists are there, okay, which is needed to be checked in order to win. Got it? So about that checklist has been given in the this poem. So we are going to start it. And yes, one more thing, when we will be learning this poem, at the same time we are going to learn about the figures of speech, right? And I want you to write it down there and there only, so that when at the time of board exam, when you will be reading the book, okay, so at the same time you will be seeing over there the figures of speech, so automatically you will be able to recall in the exam hall. Got it? Chalo. So let's start with this. First of all, I'm going to read the whole poem, and then line by line we are going to decode that poem. Got it? Chalo. So the poem starts here. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. If all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it. If you gladly sweat for, fret for, and plan for it, lose all your terror of the opposition for it. If you simply go after that thing that you want with all your capacity, strength, and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, and stern for tenacity. If neither cold, poverty, famish or got, or sickness or pain, of body and brain, can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dodged and green, you be size and beget it. With the help of God, you will get it. A very beautiful poem which is written by Burton Braley, and yes, we are going to see the main key points. Now before starting the poem, let's decode that what can be the central theme or the idea of the whole poem. Okay, so through the poem we come across with the certain things that this poem tells about the persistence and the determination. So it emphasizes the importance of never giving up attitude on your dreams. It also talks about working tirelessly day and night and facing all the type of challenges with a very good spirit. Okay, it also speak about sacrifice and focus. See, all these are the main points which we are actually going to elaborate later in the central theme of the poem. Okay, so it highlights, as I said, the sacrifices which is needed for the success. One may have to give up their comfort and peace of mind to achieve these goals. having a singular focus on the dreams, which is also very important. The next key point, which is again important, that it talks about how to overcome your fear. He encourages us that how to face one's fears and doubts. So in such type of times we should not be afraid of opposition or the challenges which comes through the situation or by the people in our lives. And last but not least, it talks about the importance of the faith. It talks about the importance of the beliefs. So when we are stressing self-reliance, okay, the poem, it also acknowledges that the role of faith of a God is there for our ultimate success, right? So these are the important points which we need to focus throughout the poem. Okay, so shall we start the poem now? Okay, so if you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. So here if suppose one desires something very desperately in their life, ओके, एखाद्याला जेव्हा एखादी गोष्ट अतिशय तीव्रतेने ती हवी असते, ओके, व्हेरी डेस्परेटली समबडी रिक्वायर्स इन द लाईफ, ॲट दॅट टाईम what you should do, you should go out and you should fight for it. Now he doesn't mean to say that you really go and fight, right? The poet says here that if you really strong desire you have, okay, then you should consume your thoughts and action with that, right? Means if suppose if it is not so possible for you, okay, you have to come out of that, you have to little bit come out of your comfort zone, okay. Sometimes you have to fight along with your own mind, okay. It's not that every time we need to go out and fight with the people, but sometimes there are some battles which we have to fought with ourselves. The battles like we have to leave our comfort zone, okay, we have to take the action on our thoughts, right? The thoughts which are literally consumes us, right? So we have to take the actions on that. We have to work day and night for it. So here he's saying that if suppose if you want anything very badly, very desperately in your life, you should be willing to sacrifice certain things. You should be willing to sacrifice, as I said, your time, your comfort, okay, and not only that but also your sleep to pursue that dream. Now when we are talking about these qualities which is needed to get succeed in their life, okay, in these lines we just see some figures of speech. Now if you just notice the third line, right, work day and night for it. Now in that we see the figure of speech which is an antithesis, okay. So here antithesis means the opposite ideas, that is day and night, they are placed in a same line, right? So it indicates that how persistently someone should work to achieve their goals, to achieve their dreams. In the next line, the line is give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it. Now in the same line we can see the two different figures of speech, okay. I want you to mention it in your textbook itself. Now which figures of speech are there? The first one is a repetition, okay. If you just notice over there, you can underline over there, see your word has come thrice over there, okay. Give up your time, your peace and your sleep. So here your word is repeated thrice to create the poetic effect. Now along with this there is the another figure of speech which is the climax, okay. So if you just notice these words, the words like the time, peace and sleep, they are arranged in an increasing order, okay. So why they have been arranged in increasing order? Just to show the importance, or just to show the relative importance of them in the life. Got it? So in this first stanza we have come across through the two figures of speech. In the first one, that is work day and night, in this we can see antithesis figure of speech, and in the second line we have seen the two figures of speech, that is repetition and the climax. Okay, so I hope till here you have understood. Now let's move to the next stanza, that is, if all that your dream and scheme is about it and life seems useless and worthless without it. Now here what the poet actually meant to say. Okay, but before that let's understand what these words exactly means. Now here the word scheme is highlighted over here. Now what is mean by the scheme? In the textbook it is given scheme meaning plan. Okay, but you can say a cunning plan, or an arrangement to achieve a goal. So if specifically here he suggests that it should be more calculated and more strategic way of getting something done, and that is a scheme. Okay, so I hope you have understood the meaning of the word scheme. Okay, in short it is given plan, but we can say that here it more suggests a more calculated move or more strategic way of getting something done. Right, now the next word is that is worthless. Now what is mean by the worthless? Means having no clues or importance. Okay, so here it says that uh, if you want something, then all your thoughts and plans must resolve around that single thing. Okay, and that's why it is very important. So if all that you dream and scheme is about it and life, okay, so as I said that your thoughts and your actions and whatever it is there, okay, it should only revolve around that single thing. Then only, okay, then only by achieving that dream, it will be so important for you, okay, in that life, that itself it will give you the kind of a feeling, okay, that yes, I have to achieve something. And if suppose if you do not have that kind of a dream to achieve in your life, then probably you will start thinking that your life is meaningless without achieving it. Right, so everybody should have certain goals, everybody certain should have dreams to complete. Right, that because see, whenever you will be getting up next day, before that at least you should have planned for it, that what am I going to do next. If suppose if you do not have any plans, okay, if you do not have any schemes, then that day will not be considered as the important one. See, usually in the class I am giving the example like this, that if suppose if perpetually if you are given the holidays, right, let's say for 20 days or 30 days, in initial days you will find it very cool, that yes, I have to do this thing, that thing, right, but after 1 week you will start get boring. So whenever you are going to get up next day, you should have your to-do list with you, or at least what the things you really want to do in your life, at least little bit plan should be there. And if suppose somebody doesn't have that kind of a plan along with them, then their life will feel very useless or worthless over there. Okay students, so here as we come to see that what kind of figures of speech we can see over here. So if you just notice that line, seems useless and worthless about it, it shows that here the three figures of speech again in one sentence, in one line, that is alliteration is there, consonance is there, and the main one is which is a tautology. Okay, so here if you notice useless and worthless, please underline both the words. Useless and worthless have the same meaning, that is meaningless. Right, so Here we come to know that here also there are certain other figures of speech. Now usually I'm telling the students that while learning only, if you just mention over there, it is very easier to recall and to write it down at the time of a paper. So today we are going to take a pause over here, and yes, in the next part we are going to continue with the next stanza of the poem. Till then, thank you.